Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Hello, Michael.
How are you, my friend?
Very well.
Yes, very good, very good. Made it to the end of a week once again.
We did.
Lucky us, huh?
Sending Isis off to a fine weekend at the Electric Forest. Happy Forest, E.
Happy Forest E.
E and the Turtle
Happy
family.
Forest. Yeah, there's people.
The turtles will be there?
Some.
Nice. Well, say hello to the family for us.
I will.
Will you please?
I will.
Any
for
hot
you.
chicks in the family?
You've asked this every time.
I know. I'm curious. You don't have any hot chicks in the family.
I don't
do you?
think any of the girls I know are going, actually. I think everyone I know is going as a guy, I think.
Oh, man.
Or guys that are already with girls.
So it's just your brothers this time. It's not any of your sisters going.
Sure.
Well, happy Forest E. You're making us start the show early.
I know.
Today, so you can get out of here.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you've got to get heading, man.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
exactly.
You want to
fun.
let us in on how you're going to smuggle in your drugs and alcohol? Do
Yeah, what do you
I'm not bringing any drugs in.
No.
I'm not
you
bringing.
expect to do any drugs, E?
I don't know. I think I'm good.
See how it goes?
Yeah.
Play it by ear.
No, I'm
Don't
good.
rule anything out.
Oh, sure.
Just live in
Okay.
the moment, E.
Exactly. Yeah. YOLO. No one says YOLO anymore. No. I know. I'm not. I'm just bringing beer. Although they don't let you bring in that much beer. They technically have a limit. Although it always depends on the guy you get searching. Some people search the cars and they're freaking hardcore. They look at everything. And some people are just. They kind of just handle around and they're
Sure.
like, good,
Yeah.
good. So
You got to look for the lazy one.
I know that
Let you get
it's
your
always
beer
a
in there.
guess. You try to get in a line of a person. That's why actually you want to get into a line. Sometimes the longer lines are better. It's just a weird thing because then everyone realized other people saw
Gotta
a head
catch
and
up.
see that guy. Oh shit, that guy's letting people in. So then they show it.
Looking for long lines.
Don't get the guy with the mustache and the tucked-in polo shirt.
God no.
Yeah,
if their
no.
shirt's tucked in,
Yeah, that guy means business. He's
Although I'm
doing
not
some searching.
I'm not stinking anything anyway, so it doesn't really matter for me. But it's just nicer still if they're loose because they just go faster.
Yeah, right on. Did you see the baby Turksies outside, Jay?
I
when you
heard
pulled
about
in?
him. I didn't see him.
I was worried because they keep crossing the driveway.
I did feel a thump. Little tiny
Little
thump.
tiny thump. Yeah.
Ba-boom, ba-boom.
Dude, they don't even have like long necks yet.
I don't even know if you would
Turksies get.
feel a thump if you ran over the baby. They're so
Really?
No, you just squash them. It'd be
So
like running
weak.
over a frog. Dude, they are wisps. Like, he was like, dude, that mom had turkey babies out there. And so we go out there, and the mom is just like, what are you guys doing over here? Get away.
Yeah.
My babies are over here. Get out of here. And so,
her defense is to, I gotta be honest, nothing against Mrs. Turkey, but her defense of just walking in a circle going "Burp, burp,"
Yeah.
ain't gonna do shit if
Not
I wanted
real
to get those
effective.
babies.
I was hoping Mrs. Turkey would charge at E, though, you know? But I'm looking, and E's like, there they are. And I look, and they're just
Tiny, huh?
they're just 2 inches big. They don't have long necks yet. And then so E and I were like, fine, we'll back off, Mrs. Turkey, calm down. And then they start walking. There's probably like 7 of them.
Nice.
And they're just like little ducklings following mom.
Yeah,
So-
we noticed that turkey out there for the first time a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just nesting in one of your front beds here, or
Yeah,
what?
I guess. Yeah, I saw it. Made me curious, and I was like, how do turkeys get it on? Do they go like missionary style,
God.
or what is their? How do they do it? And it turns out there's a whole ritual where the guy gets all puffed up. And
Sure.
like, he
Doesn't
brags.
surprise me.
Really?
That's the animal kingdom.
I know, but yeah, it was funny, man. They're looking at they do this special courtship dance, and during the dance they fan out their tail feathers and they puff up their bodies. Yeah, look at them, Jay. Look at these guys here.
This morning, you showing me? Yes,
think-
I see you with your girl.
I think
Who's this asswipe talking?
Yeah.
He's going to
Here.
mount, isn't he?
He's gonna try.
she
Here.
presenting?
Oh, there we go. Shit, there we go.
She's not even
So
presenting.
this is the strut where he's just showing her.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, all
It's
right.
like, I'm viable, you know? You might
Yeah.
want to mate with me.
She's got to approve though. She'll like lay down.
Well, yeah, consent is important, Mike.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think
Especially
here,
these days. Oh, here he goes. He's about to
right
mount.
here, the male will
Continue to strut.
and then, yeah, shit, this video, what's going on here?
Then the turkey panoose, huh?
Yeah, I guess they got a noose. They call them events. Like she's got a vent, he's got a vent.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
Shit.
boy.
There he goes.
He stands on her back. Stands on her, and she's like, all right, fine, I'll lay down.
Yeah, makes her lay down.
The balancing.
And he just balances on her back for a while, and then he just crushes puss, dude. He's like, all right, cool. Fluff that thing up. All right, put that thing up there for me, and then. All right, hold on. I'm gonna get my noose in here.
The women of nature never seem to enjoy sex. Like,
No, not at all.
At least
Look at him standing on her, trying to balance on her back, and then he'll just hop behind her. And then he'll just crush it.
Dude, this went on in your yard.
Yeah, I know, right? When's he gonna hit it? Jesus.
I thought he was. I think he is right there.
A lot of
No.
flapping of wings. Seems to be pretty
This
much
is
in
it. You
control.
sure? I'm pretty sure this is it.
Oh, get out of here, hens. Hens
Yeah.
and roosters.
Look at the.
Oh, come on.
What are you
rooster.
doing? He's in the
cock
middle.
block. He's literally a cock block.
Oh my god.
All right, fine. I already got it. Now there's a dog involved. He was cock blocked.
Literally.
What did that hen? What was that all
It was
about?
a fucking rooster ran up and hit him in the head.
Oh my God.
While he's in the. What's
he supposed to do now?
He's
Yeah.
engaged in Congress with
Dude,
his
he
lady
was-
friend.
He was in her when that guy got in his
That's
face.
insane.
That's the moment. That's.
Yeah. So then they seek out a good nesting spot and they bury these eggs. They were probably buried in my bush out there in that spot. And then they just they have these ground nests, and then the female lays one egg a day for up to 11 days.
Oh God.
Yeah, and then 28
Must be
days.
Sore.
Yeah, 28 days later, that's what you get. Is
Sweet.
those little guys out there called poults.
Oh, interesting.
Poults. So we've got a bunch of poults running around outside.
I'll try not to squish them on my
Don't.
way out.
Pay attention. You got to be careful. You don't want to squish the poults. They don't move that fast. So the first 2 weeks, they just walk around with mom, and then they'll fly into a tree, and they'll hang out in the tree to avoid predators. And then they'll be with mom until next year breeding time, and then they're like, I'm out.
Out.
And they
Year,
leave.
damn, that's it.
1 year.
That's actually a lot. I'm
Yeah.
actually shocked by that.
Yep, 1 whole year, and then they're on their own.
Yeah.
You imagine if we were like that? Your kid's with you for a year,
Yeah,
and then it's
not
like, good luck.
38.
Yeah.
Ladies, this- Hi, Mrs. Fady, by the
Hi,
way.
Mrs. Fady. So, big news yesterday, Jay. Holy shit.
What happened?
Supreme Court.
Yeah, right after we stopped the show,
Yeah,
news
came across.
broke that Anthony Kennedy is retiring from the Supreme Court.
Yes. Is that a shock to a lot of people?
No, not at all.
No.
It was just when's it coming? He was known to be the next one.
Yeah.
Just
And-
would he wait out the Trump presidency for 2 more years, or would he do it after this term? There are a lot of people who watch these things really closely and
Yeah.
keep their ear to the ground on these things, and there were people predicting, yeah, after this term, he
Really?
could bow out.
Yeah, they keep a tight seal on anything. They don't discuss shit about what the Supreme Court justices are up to, usually. But yeah, so people are flipping out. The left is going berserk, man. It was fun watching it yesterday because I guess I won't pretend to know nearly as much as you on this subject, but Kennedy was apparently the swing vote, and so he could kind of go either way. He leaned conservative, but
He's a Reagan appointee, but he found himself in the middle on a lot of things, really going left on the gay rights issues and
yeah, I guess he did.
things like that.
Yeah, all the dissents on the gay
The gays.
on the gay rights since '96. He's taken the lead on all those, and
Well, he did the majority opinion in the gay marriage.
so people are freaking out about this. Roe v. Wade, people are wondering if that'll be overturned.
Sure.
And I heard Jeffrey Toobin. He's like, he was going on. He's
Within a year.
legal guy on CNN, and he's just like, it is doomed. Roe v. Wade abortion is doomed. I mean, it was dire to him. He said immediately 20 states are going to file lawsuits to ban this and force it to go up to the Supreme Court.
Right.
And having it, the tables turn and having 5 now, having the majority
5
vote.
staunch conservatives.
Yeah, that they would. There's no way they would just make abortion illegal, though, would they? I mean, it's been
Leave
around
it to
for-
the states.
Yeah,
That's what people think. And there's a lot of people who, where you're going with this is maybe just leave it alone because of the doctrine of stare decisis, Mike.
Oh, sure. Who's not familiar with that?
Yeah.
We're all
what is-
familiar, but maybe you could
the,
refresh some of us.
the respect for precedent and just the idea
Yeah.
that, hey, it's been here for 45 years and we can't just...
just wipe it out. Dude, you would have riots in the streets, don't you think? I think you would if you just went, yeah, abortion's now illegal.
Well, states would take care of it, and that's what a lot of conservatives think is that states ought to be taking care of a lot of social policy issues, and then people can decide what states they want to live in.
Yeah, yeah.
And most conservatives would say, well, the federal government is way too fucking large as it is, and they have our hands in way too much of our business,
Yeah.
and this was never meant to be.
Oh,
But yeah, culturally, it would be tough for people to get their heads around the fact that abortion is no longer a piece of birth control.
right.
That it's sort of that last stop. Oh boy, I take care of this. The
Yeah.
pill didn't work, or I was off the pill for a while and didn't mean to do that. And
Yeah.
can always take care of it with an abortion. So
Yeah.
culturally, it would be a shift, but
Yep.
I don't think it's
gonna-
too hard to overcome.
I couldn't.
60 million abortions in the last 40 years, I think.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what I saw.
Wow. 60
Get your
million.
head around that, man. You want to talk about the importance of a Supreme Court justice. Blackmun, who wrote the majority in Roe v. Wade. I mean, that is on him.
Yeah. 60
Essentially.
million abortions?
Arbitrarily assigning life to, hey, is it viable outside the womb?
Yeah.
That guy wrote that, and it resulted in 60 million abortions. At
Holy-
least.
yeah.
I could be wrong on that. I could be
Yeah.
a little low on that.
Wow, that's insane. Yeah, I couldn't stop thinking yesterday about because this was your thing before the election. You've always said I didn't vote for Trump. I voted for Gorsuch.
All these guys, they always claim they're going to do a bunch of shit, but what they really can do is affect the federal judiciary.
And it's unbelievable when you wrap your head around this. Everyone thought it was going to be Clinton, and then she would have appointed someone else. She would have appointed what's his name, and it would have been a tie or whatever. And then this guy retires, and this would have been a completely different country. When you talk about some of these major issues, for a generation
Yeah.
at least, for decades, these guys are lifetime appointees, and I mean, it's
Well, the fact that Trump got that list out that the Federalist Society put together prior to the election, and the
Yeah.
fact that he put that out and said, I will appoint off this list, that solidified conservatism, probably won him the election.
you think,
Yeah.
that having that many people
Because people like my dad, for example, would have sat at home.
yeah.
He wouldn't have voted for that guy.
Yeah. So your dad was essentially voting for Gorsuch too.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of people did that. And I guess, hearing people talk about it yesterday, it sounds like the left has really had trouble getting their base around the importance of getting one of these Supreme Court justices in. And I didn't know they said that, they were saying that the Republicans are really good. The GOP is really good at getting their base to go out and vote in these important times when something that's hanging in the balance,
Yeah, they realize the importance of the
Right.
open seats.
Right. Yeah. So, this will be interesting to see. They're talking about, what happens to gay marriage precedents and things like that,
That doesn't go anywhere.
it's
Just decided last year, the year before.
Yeah. The best part of, hearing Trump yesterday, he was talking about how he had another, he was in North Dakota doing his stump for another guy running. And all of a sudden he starts talking about Mike Lindell.
Yeah.
And dude, it was hilarious. He's like, Mike Lindell, great guy. And Lindell was there.
Jesus, what are you doing over there, man? You require us to get here hours early so that you can leave for the forest. And you're running 2 videos at the same time, man.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, it's kind of groovy.
It's not bad.
You want that in the background? Underneath Trump?
Oh, it's this video of this turkey fucking started somehow. I had 2 videos of turkeys having
Another
sex.
turkey fucker.
Guy with the pillows on Fox. My pillow guy, Mike Lindell. Where is Mike?
Sweet. Son of a bitch. There he is. He's right in the
He is
front
the
row.
greatest. I have never seen so many ads for so long. And you know what? I think he gets them for like peanuts.
He's just so impressed because there's a lot of ads. That's
First of all,
it.
He does make a great product, great pillows. I actually use them, believe it or not. But he's been a supporter from day one. And I said, I want you to be my ad buyer because I guarantee you he makes great deals. So I haven't asked him yet. Will you be my ad buyer, please, Mike?
Ask him about his cotton deal.
Yes.
Giza.
The My Pillow guy, thank you. And he's been with us right from the beginning, along with a lot of other folks, actually.
Dude, he just spent 2
shit.
minutes on Mike Lindell. That's
if-
awesome.
If it kept rolling,
Mike Lindell, can you hear me?
if it kept rolling, they actually put a camera on Lindell. He's like, hi. He's waving all crazy in his suit.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Duck's warmth actually saved my life because I passed out in the snow
I just like that he just assumes that because he's seen his ads for so long, that must mean it's great. Like he just kind of like the ads are spent so money.
Well, he's thinking like a businessman.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, I see these ads all the time.
Yeah.
This must cost a
Okay.
fortune. Well, maybe not. Maybe he's got a really good deal.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great product, great pillows. I texted Dawn last night and I was like, that was awesome. And she wrote back, she's like, I know. She's like, that was crazy. You know, Mike couldn't be at the one when he was in Minnesota. And so they had him come out. And, you know, he went out to this one and they took good care of him. The Secret Service was calling them, just going, we want you here. You know, well, you got your bag. So she said it's kind of been crazy. And so she called me this morning. And I'm like, hey, Dawn, what's going on? And she's like, yeah, wasn't that awesome? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you know what? Why don't you send us some pillows? Like, we have a lot of listeners that, you know, we could do some giveaways. She's like, absolutely. I'll send them today.
Sweet.
So we're going to get a bunch of pillows. So if
What about a bed topper?
maybe a bed topper.
the Giza sheets.
Yes, Giza. I bought up all the cotton.
That was, I think, the loudest I laughed out of all his shit because we were in that parking lot and it was kind of cold out and he was telling that Giza, and he just bloats it out like $3 million. I bought it all. I'm like, holy fuck.
I believe it was $5 million.
You're right.
he
it
did
might have
buy
been
it
five.
all.
For some drugs here. Not, I could care less what you guys have going on between you two.
My wife's really going to be upset about this.
That whole
My
day,
wife's really going to be upset about this.
I laughed that whole fucking day. I think my stomach hurt when the day was over.
Just a great storyteller. So they're headquartered. Do you guys remember where they're headquartered? And where
Chaska, Minnesota.
Chaska, Minnesota. But do you know where they're manufactured?
It starts with an S.
Yeah, Shakopee.
Yeah.
Shakopee, Minnesota. So yeah, get your MyPillows. What's the code you need to use, Jay? If you do,
Go to mypillow.com and order up all your MyPillow products there. All your betting-related needs. Use TDC code. So as you're checking out, use the code TDC. You'll get the very best discount.
yeah, there's just a little rectangle that says code. Enter code here. TDC. By the way, today is Mike Lindell's birthday.
Is that right?
Yeah, happy
Wow.
birthday to Mike Lindell.
How old?
Oh, I didn't even ask. But she's like, yeah, make sure you wish him happy birthday today. It's his birthday. I'm like, yeah, you can do that.
God's got his hand in this, and I truly believe that.
Yeah, it just took me by surprise watching that thing on TV, and it's
Awesome.
like, oh man, and there he is waving, hi, it's me, Mike Lindell. Oh man, yeah, we were talking about Janoris Jenkins yesterday.
Yeah, his brother got arrested, huh?
Yeah, Bill. Oh, Bill, what are you doing?
So your mom is like, firstborn Janoris,
Yeah.
secondborn, we're just going to go Bill.
I think Bill is older, so she went William, and then probably regretted it.
Got
Like,
super creative there.
yeah,
after.
it's like we had.
well,
the
everyone was
boring-
like, why'd you give him that name? That's boring.
Yeah.
What about Mercedes or something?
and so she upped her game though. Janoris,
I know a
it's
Mercedes.
not for a dude.
No,
No
just
dudes
being
are
an,
named
I'm just being a
Mercedes.
dick, I guess. Sorry.
And that's a stripper name. You don't want to name your kid after a stripper.
no. I think I've met or seen on TV
An actual
a
Mercedes.
lady named Mercedes.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, what a sad story. William, what are you thinking, dude? Your brother's a superstar in the NFL. You're living in his house. I'm sure he's not charging you rent. He's a multimillionaire. Got a Land Rover in the garage, a Lexus, and a Porsche.
Guy was strangled, right?
Yeah.
Ew.
It's like, what was going on with Mr.
Anger
Renee?
right there. That is anger.
Yeah.
You're right on that, dude. I cannot, dude. It happens all the time, though. These people with really wealthy situations, but they're like, I know he's not the guy, but he's living in the house. It's like, dude, if you just go through life, just don't cause problems, you'll be set. It sounds like your brother's an awesome dude. Sounds like he's generous.
He's very generous by
Just-
all accounts.
Just go through your life, man. Go to get breakfast and whatever,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
walk around the neighborhood, dude. You probably don't even have to work.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's like Entourage, dude. You just want to
Yes.
be, what was the
Turtle.
Turtle? Yeah, you just want to be Turtle or the Matt Dillon,
Yeah,
the brother of
yeah.
Vinny Chase.
Can't think of the name right now.
Just,
but yeah.
just be, make breakfast in the morning, fall in line, do your thing.
Well, actually, that brother's the one who's always causing the shit in that show. Same thing. It's
Yeah.
like, you're right. Just be that dude,
and
man.
whatever you do, don't choke a man out to death in your bro's home. Like
Do it
that's
somewhere
rule number
else
one,
at
right?
least. Christ, try to hide it.
Yeah, so they've arrested him, and they think the death of Roosevelt Renee, and Jenkins has had some problems. He was arrested on drug charges in 2006 and in 2011, paroled from prison in 2016. As we said yesterday, Janoris was in Florida since the completion of Giants minicamp a couple weeks ago, and he's been advised by his attorneys to stay there. I don't know why they would say that, not to come home, but The Giants are monitoring the situation.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Monitoring it for themselves and what
Yeah.
they need to do.
Sorry, like he's not being charged with anything, right?
Yeah.
Right? He's not involved?
Janoris, our all-pro cornerback, is not involved in any way. He was in Florida, right? We're good? Yeah. What a bummer of a story, though. Scarlett Johansson has come out now and made clear that
This is weird.
she never auditioned to date Tom Cruise. What a ridiculous story. But from the Scientologists, I don't doubt it.
I thought they did do that. I mean, honestly, whether they did it with her or not, I thought that was something they did with Tom Cruise. I thought that's how he
Yeah.
met Nicole Kidman. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong.
I thought that wasn't just Scientology. I thought that was Hollywood. I thought
Oh,
agents
okay.
did that all the time.
Oh, I'm sure
No,
that happened.
That's true, where guys will call their agent and go, I just saw this hot chick on TV. Get her over here. Find out who she
build
is.
this power couple. No, not just that. Not
No, I
just,
think what
wanna
Jay's
bang
going
that.
up, Jay's
Yeah.
talking about.
Agents are going, let's build a power couple here.
Oh, yeah, taking, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, that type of shit,
Yeah.
put them together, yeah.
I'm sure that happens.
So she's come out now and said the very idea of any person auditioning to be in a relationship is so demeaning, and it really is. I mean, if you think about it, it's just ridiculous.
That's Hollywood, man.
Yeah. I refuse for anyone to spread the idea that I lack the integrity to choose my own relationship. Only a man, a.k.a. Brendan, don't leave men out of this. Only a man could do this. Brendan Ty, this is who she's talking to. And only he could come up with a crazy story like this. Or denial. He was a former Scientologist and was on with Megyn Kelly.
What is her thought? I wonder what her thoughts on her arranged marriages are. Are those okay?
Yeah, she's probably not a huge fan of those. It is pretty fucking demeaning, though, to a chick. I mean,
Oh,
for this guy to say
terribly.
this. He claimed that when he was part of Cruz's Scientology security unit, he saw reports of women that were auditioned to date him. And he's like, yeah, a fax came across and it landed in my office accidentally. And he's like, I just remembered her being on there. I recognized her name. And then Erica Christensen had to disconnect from Scarlett because it didn't go well. That was in the report. Scientology has denied this, too, but...
Is Cruz a guy who really is seen dating a lot of people? It seems like he,
No.
he went from what Mimi
good
Rogers or
point.
whoever that he married super early on to
Yep.
Nicole Kidman and then Katie Holmes and
Yeah. But
he's
who-
not,
I mean,
he's
maybe
not, it's not really publicized like, oh, Tom Cruise, so and so on his arm at whatever awards.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, he's
that's
just,
true.
You're right. He's, like, who is he with now? Is he with
Some
somebody right?
dude, I don't know. Travolta.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe,
right.
maybe. That they make a good power couple. They really would. Brendan Tye, the Church of Scientology, of course, has to shit all over this guy. He was a Church of Scientology flag service organization, security guard, and night watchman. That's it. The access he boasts of having was largely limited to viewing security cams from a guard booth, and he was removed from that position for dereliction of duty.
I just
So-
binged who has Tom Cruise dated, and an article came up. Famous women who unknowingly dated gay men.
Oh God, does it have a list there, or is there anyone more missing? There's got to be some.
Laura Prepon in 2013.
Oh, I know
You know
her.
who that is?
Yeah, she came in studio once.
So that's after Katie Holmes. then.
She's the redhead from that '70s
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
isn't that her, Laura
Yeah.
Prepon? Yeah, cool
Fel-
chick. she's-
fellow Scientologist, yeah.
Wow.
Yolanda Pecoraro,
Sure, Yolanda. He dated a Yolanda.
Katie Holmes.
Prepon is like
Sofia Vergara.
Really?
what?
Wow.
Dude, Laura
Not bad.
Prepon is probably, I don't know, a foot taller than him at
Yeah.
least. She's
Penelope
tall.
Cruz. I remember that.
Oh,
I do remember
wait.
Penelope.
Penelope Cruz, you mean?
Penelope.
Yeah, after Nicole Kidman, Penelope.
Yonda. This one's an
Cher.
actor,
Dude, he
right?
dated
He
Cher.
banged Cher. Yeah, I would have dated Yolanda. She's cute, for sure.
God, those
Rebecca
are-
De Mornay. Remember her?
Oh yeah, she must be a Scientologist too.
Locklear.
What?
Briefly in 1982.
Wow.
Melissa Gilbert.
Wait.
Yeah.
So the
Of
gay
Little
guy dated.
House?
Wait. Oh, I was thinking of
that's
Sarah
Sarah
Gilbert.
Gilbert. That's
yeah,
her sister.
Yeah. Is it her sister? Yeah, it is. Anyone else we're missing? Dude,
Just
that's-
several in the 80s, though. Like, to my point, doesn't
Yeah.
seem like he's really exposed dating that many chicks.
yeah. Wow, that's interesting. Anyway, see the Tigers dumped their
Yeah.
coaches.
Some sort of racist comment.
Yeah.
Pitching coach.
I actually texted Anthony, but I haven't heard back from him. I was like, dude, what was said? I want to know what was said, because
Right.
they won't say what it was. But he made some sort of insensitive comments to another employee.
I could probably text a lawyer I know and find out.
Really?
No,
Let's do
I
that.
didn't say that.
I have to take seriously what the comments were. Alavila said declining to give details, and then the action we took was appropriate. So the bullpen coach, Rick Anderson, will come on and replace him. They promoted him. The exact comments have not been reported, but they, as you said, were racial in nature.
Insensitive, Mike.
Yeah, just can't do it nowadays. Just be overheard by someone.
What race you think? Asian?
I'm
Latino?
gonna say
Black?
Dominican. Yeah, I'm gonna say Latino. You know what I mean? With that many Latinos in Major League Baseball, but if they're not gonna tell us, we're gonna jump to our own conclusions. You know, they were just. I guess he recently made the comments, and then someone had to go tattle to Alavila, and he gets everyone together that's involved, and they find out the story. So, say he's a good pitching coach. It's not a good day here. It's a sad day, but we're gonna move forward, and hopefully this thing brings us closer than we've ever been. Really?
What is that?
Really? Do you think that's going to happen? You know, we fired this guy for a racially insensitive offhanded comment he made. And
Time to circle the wagons, everyone.
Yeah, now we're a much closer unit than we've ever been. Now.
Team's falling apart, man. Eight in a row lost.
Yeah.
No.
It's
Probably
tough.
better that way.
Just trade them off, man. Trade off any assets you have.
Yeah.
Any of the old guard, at least.
People have been impressed with this team. I honestly have not watched the fucking game, dude. Have you? Did you
No.
watch anything?
I have not.
I haven't either.
I watched
just-
a few innings here and there, but that's
Yeah.
about it. But you're right. They've had moments where they seem to be at least a group of kids that are trying. Just you got to have talent at some point, but they seem to be a group of guys that
Yeah.
are putting a lot of effort in, and they probably just don't have the talent.
From what I understand from listening to Doug and Gator the other day, their assessment is that you're watching guys who, 3/4 of them won't be there in 2
Right,
years,
exactly, yeah.
So you're just kind of watching this interim period.
So weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be a couple guys that are with the club right now who stick, but other than
So
that,
do they think they're going to move on to other major league teams, or they'll just be out of
or
baseball?
they're just not good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. But everything I hear from other people is like, dude, they're performing way better than we thought.
It
We
was
thought-
interesting at the beginning, I think, but they've hit this eight loss skid.
Well, the problem
Yeah.
is they're going to beat bad teams. They might make it like anything, but they're not going to beat good teams, and they'll have a few little bursts here and there, like any team's going to in 162 games. That's what's right.
Water will find its level, right?
Right, of course.
Do you remember George Cushenberry Jr.?
Boy, you'd think I'd remember that name.
Yeah, right?
George Cushenberry Jr. No, remind me.
Shit. Detroit City Councilman.
Okay.
Yeah. A woman that used to work for him is alleging she's
Yeah,
filed
yeah.
a lawsuit and he slashed her hours because she refused to go to Florida to bang him. Man. Cleo Wiley.
I can't get over these stories.
I
Just
know. Power positions, man. You know, it's
humans cannot handle power, or at least human men for sure.
Yeah, and sex is just such a driving force, man. We've got to find a way to get a hold of ourselves involving sex, you know? It's just too
Do we
important.
need to start neutering people? I mean,
You think maybe we neuter people just in power positions, E?
right?
'Cause they're the ones
that's a
that-
trade-off. Okay, dude, you can have some power, but
Just
your
a little
nuts
bit
are
of
coming.
self-control, gentlemen. Just a little bit of self-control.
Yeah.
Do your job and go home.
He says these allegations are truly false. These are truly false allegations. So she filed this.
Interesting use of persuasion there. They're truly false.
Isn't that? I know it's. So she files this lawsuit yesterday. And
I don't like it, man. I think the reader or the listener here is true. These allegations are true. Shit.
Les false. These allegations against me are absolutely true. Les false. Yeah. So she files in district court in Detroit and says he created a severe or pervasive sexually hostile work environment. So she's accused him of telling her that a male friend she was traveling with will be standing over you while you sleep and he will be jacking it.
What?
And then his
Where are you getting all
conclusion.
that?
So there's gonna be this dude there, and while you're sleeping, he's gonna be jacking it.
Not gonna
on
say who
top
it
of you.
is.
So you may as well go ahead and give him some pussy. How would
I
you
mean,
get?
might as well.
How
You're
would
right.
you
Good
deduce to that? Since he's already there jacking it over your head, you might as well give him some ass.
Man,
He's going to be doing it anyway, so you might as well.
Yeah, take advantage of the situation. There he is.
as well
There's my man.
present and enjoy it.
Yeah. Boy, that's weird. He made a comment about her gaining weight, and then asked if she wanted to. You want to get a room with a hot tub and shit?
Hold on. Is he wearing a maroon velvet jacket?
Shit, yeah,
With
he
a
is.
purple tie?
Yeah, the tie clashes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You think that's a
I mean,
good
that's
look?
probably from a decent. That's probably from the '80s, right, or something.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I like the
Last week.
kerchief.
Yeah.
I like the kerchief. I think the tie is a bad call, and I think you need a little flair. You don't just go white shirt under that, or do you not want to take away from the velvet?
Boy, I have a hard time go and tie it all with fucking velvet jacket.
Yeah, good point. Good
You
point.
just open up that collar.
Boy, you gotta be a confident son of a bitch to pull out the fucking maroon velvet, don't you? So he says, yeah, you want to get a room with a hot tub? That was one of the things.
She's like, no, I work for you, man.
Yeah, and so
I just want to do my job and go home.
yeah, and why would you make a comment about her gaining weight, and then the next thing you say is, I notice your ass is getting away from me there a little bit. You want to go grab a room with a hot tub? Doesn't seem like those two sentences would go together, but he blamed her for a long black hair his wife found in their bed in 2017. Cushenberry was suspected of having, a relationship, little ass on the side, and with a female associate, and so he falsely accused Wiley, who had a key to my house, of putting the hair in the bed. Like she went there. Imagine trying to pull that story off on your wife. This bitch has a key to the house. I mean, she obviously came over here and planted this.
It's like the pubic hair on the coke of Clarence Thomas.
Absolutely.
That he complained about, right?
Who
was that again? Anita Hill, right?
Anita Hill, yeah. Who
God.
has put pubic hair on my coke or in my coke? Yeah. And then he told one of her friends, look, here's the deal. I'm going to go upstairs to her bedroom and get me some pussy. And so they were planning to go to Florida, this trip to Florida. And he's like, well, we're in Florida. I'm going to go up to her room and get some pussy. And her friend tells her, and she's like, yeah, I'm canceling my trip to Florida now. And so once that happened, it was like all of a sudden her hours got slashed from 40 to 18 and stuff like that. And then she complains to a couple people, higher ups. They didn't do shit. And then all of a sudden she got fired. So sounds like she's got a pretty
the
good
complaint
case.
says, at least.
Absolutely.
That's how a sexual harassment and retaliation complaint reads.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve Gabarra from Zotford has no witty comments nor wisecracks about Jerry and Isis sharing an intimate weekend together, but he has some crazy good deals. Zotford's summer sign and drive event continues. Lease a new 18 Ford F-150 Super Cab 4x4 as low as $202 a month with zero cash due, or lease a new 18 Ford Escape as low as $155 a month with zero cash due. Peep their passionate deals and massive inventory at dealsinthed.com.
Man, did you see this Alabama Attorney General?
Alabama? Maybe.
Steve Marshall, I'll play you a little bit of it. He's a mess. Did like a 21-minute press conference yesterday, just sobbing the whole time his wife killed herself.
Oh, no, I didn't see this.
Yeah.
I didn't click on it. I saw the headline.
She was suffering from drug addiction, mental illness. Sounds like she had a lifelong migraine problem. You used to have migraines, didn't you?
I've had migraines, yes.
They're awful.
Sure.
Those are not fun. But, yeah, she was in her apartment in Tennessee. She had moved to Tennessee to kind of get out of the limelight. She didn't like the limelight when he had this job, this profession. And so self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Man, women do not usually go that route, with the gun. That is rare for a woman to do that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, very rare. Yeah, they're more into wine and pills, that kind of thing. Too gruesome. So he was sobbing through this press conference at his church last night. It's tough. He began talking about her health issues. She'd come home and spend days in dark rooms trying to get over the pain. Nothing helped. The migraines led to an addiction of hydrocodone and fentanyl. And so going down that road, and she didn't completely embrace recovery, which is a problem. You want to play a second of it?
No, honestly. We're going to watch this guy sobbing about his dead wife?
Well,
okay.
We don't have to. I mean, it's...
Yeah, he's sad.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Well, she'd moved and was in this apartment, and he calls her, and she's like, I'm tired of being tired. I just want to go. And then she says, do you want to hear it? And he's like, no. And then she hung up the phone. They send the police there and find her. It's like, And so now he's like, I wonder whether or not if I wasn't the attorney general, would she still be alive? And he's like, that's the guilt.
Don't blame yourself.
That's
man.
the guilt he has to live with. It's like, no, dude, you can't do that. But he will. He'll blame himself. I guarantee it. Because, that was what got her to move on, to move. It wasn't the family. She loved the family, but she couldn't handle the kind of the limelight of being in the public eye. Did you see the ice pick killer was put to death yesterday?
Yes. Bye-bye. Last meal.
I don't think they do that in Texas. I think they've taken that off the table, and
God
they do
bless
not.
them.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Don't mess with Texas.
Yeah, don't fuck around in Texas. He was on the gurney. He's like, it hurts. It
Good.
hurts. Stop! It hurt. It's burning. He said it's burning and it hurts. Sorry, ice pick killer. You know what else hurts? Getting stabbed to death with an ice pick.
Yeah, you're right. In Texas, they do not have a last meal. They don't pick their last meals anymore.
Good.
Yeah, so they can't do that whole thing where I want a shake and a McDonald's and fried chicken, all that shit that they do, and a dessert. So anyways, he was dubbed the ice pick killer, executed by lethal injection. It was for the death of a 20-year-old that went unsolved for 2 decades until he confessed. Danny Bible is his name. Boy, oh boy, with the name Bible, I mean...
His parents tried.
It's gone astray.
They gave an effort.
I mean, what do you make of that? Like, with the name Bible, you would just think he'd be a better Christian than that, you know?
Mr. Bible.
Yeah. So, yeah, he had a bunch of unsuccessful appeals, and they're like wheeling him into the thing, and it's like the phone rings, and it's like, yeah, we're not gonna deny his final request for, and he's like, oh man, and asked by the warden if he had a final statement, he replied, no sir. And isn't that technically a final statement?
Nah.
If he says no sir to a final
We have to
statement,
say something.
I would say that's final statement. Well, and then after that he said, it
It's
hurts.
answering a question. It's not a statement.
burning. It hurts. So I guess that's technically, it hurts was his final
that's how
statement.
we'll remember him, Mr.
Yeah.
Bible.
It's burning. Yeah, he stared intently at relatives of 2 of the victims who watched through a window just a few feet away from him, and he was pronounced dead 15 minutes after it started. The family said Danny Bible is as vile and evil a person that has ever drawn breath. His sister, that was said by Larry Lance, his sister Pam Hudgens was one of his victims. I know he'll burn in hell for eternity. Bible's guilt was not disputed, but his lawyers had proposed he be rolled in his wheelchair in front of a firing squad. How fucking tits would that have been? Do you think he would have gone ass over apple cart in his chair? You know what I mean?
Probably.
Dude, how funny would that be to watch that?
Depends if they put the brakes on or not.
Yeah, I would definitely not have the brakes. Or, well, he would roll backwards if he had the brake
These
off.
things are pretty steady. You'd have to, really blow them up.
Yeah.
Especially if the brakes are on.
Just one bullet, right? That takes them out.
Yeah, but if you had the brake on, the power of that bullet, you think it would just go through him like a hot knife through butter? Or do you think it would be enough to tip him back in his chair? I don't know. Yeah, so he was a real piece of shit, too. It was
Let's hear about it. What did he do?
Yeah, he was a drifter with a record of violence. And it was like, oh, he killed one broad, 20 years ago. Why are we killing him for that? You can do that, right? Did you get 10 years for that nowadays?
Little mulligan.
Yeah. So, no, he was arrested in Florida in 99 for a rape in Louisiana. He told detectives about 4 Texas killings, including the death of a 4-month-old boy.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And at least 9 rapes. So for the 4 slayings were victims including Inez Deaton, a friend of Bible's cousin, and then they determined she'd been raped and fatally stabbed with an ice pick. Yeah. The 3 other killings occurred in North Texas on the same day in May of '83. The victims were his sister-in-law, Tracy Powers, her 4-month-old son, and Powers' roommate.
All with ice picks?
I don't know how, they didn't say how they were killed.
An ice pick?
Yeah. He was also abducted and thefts and assaults. He abducted an 11-year-old and raped her repeatedly. And he said there were repeated sexual assaults on young girls from 96 to 98. He said that. And so I think we did the right thing.
Farewell, Mr. Bible.
Yeah.
Godspeed.
I really think we did the right thing in this case.
Hey, by the way, Leonard Tyburski is dead.
What?
We talked about him at length yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did go off to Pennsylvania, and then he died in 2014. So any of the Tyburski brood who are listening, I'm sorry for your loss.
Absolutely. It doesn't say how he died?
No, I didn't see how he died.
Yeah. He wasn't in a refrigerator.
They didn't
in the
find him.
basement, right?
No, they didn't find him in
Okay.
a chest freezer.
Yeah. Wow, I'm glad we got that update. I am sorry for their loss. That's terrible. God, this Montana woman, did you hear about this chick? Woman armed with a machete, broke into her boyfriend's home, her ex-boyfriend's home, and ordered him to undress.
God damn it.
And then continued to have sex with him even after he tried to get her to stop. Samantha Mears accused of breaking into his home Friday. He was not there. He gets home and she's there with a machete, and forced him to disrobe.
These sexual assaults need to stop.
I know. He told them I complied out of fear, and that after the 2 had sex, she sat naked on the bed with the machete in hand. She then tore a piece of trim from the wall and then deliberately took a whiz on his bed.
Might be most upset about the Wiz, honestly.
Yeah, I know. I think I could get my. I think I'd be cool with that if an ex-girlfriend showed up with a machete and demanded I disrobe. I think I could deal with that. I don't
Look at that mugshot.
Yeah, isn't that great?
She's doing the. I've never seen someone take a mugshot like that, where she's scrunching up her mouth and the kind of look.
Do you think they go take two, right?
Yeah.
Although they do.
Relax your mouth, madam.
Yeah. Unless her mouth is just like that. Maybe that's why he broke up with her in the first place. I think, though, at some point, like, when he's having sex with her, she'd have to have the machete set it down or something. You know what I mean? Like, would she be able to hold the
Why?
machete
Yeah.
to him the whole time? I don't know.
I think she would.
I just think I could overpower a chick with a machete. You know?
Yeah, he didn't want it bad enough.
I would say, though, by looking at her photo, I mean,
It's not awful, right?
you
No.
can tell that she's not, like, I would have assumed you heard this, it was some cow or something, you know, and he's like, well, you know, something really ugly where it's like,
Yeah.
you look at her, you think
Do
you
we
could
have
just
some
be
other
like,
photos of you?
This is all I could find. Let me.
Yeah, that's the only picture I saw, too. But
You can tell that, I mean, you can tell from that it's not.
What's her name?
Samantha Mears. Mears. Yeah, she's not awful, but I'm with you. I don't think he wanted it bad enough to get out of there. 'Cause
course.
I think in the moment, you know, you just wait for her to close her eyes and moan once, and then just fucking grab her arms and roll her over. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you know, you don't switch positions, and you know.
It's one of those things, though. It's like when your wife's pregnant, she's about to give birth. You know, you're flying through red lights. It's one of those moments where you're like, you know, I could see this through, and
Yeah, I'm already
got an
here.
excuse.
I might as well get this last nut really quick.
Got a major excuse.
Yeah, totally do.
I mean, 19. She's 19, so how ugly could she be, right?
I don't like the idea of 19-year-old women fucking coming at us with machetes, though. That's a little scary. Not good. Hey, let's take a quick time out, Jay. We've got Isis doing history today.
Yeah.
We're gonna get our learn on, and I still
What
want
century, Isis? Give us a clue.
Might be the 19th.
That's her right there?
Looks like it. Look, probably younger
Holy
photo.
shit. Yeah,
I'd say
isn't
that's a much younger photo. That's
it-
her.
looks like she's 15, 14.
I was gonna say
13.
12.
Yeah.
Does she?
look-
Yeah. Wow.
Little cross-eyed.
It looks like it in that one picture. I don't know why you would choose to post that. You would have to recognize that right away.
That's
Oh,
probably not. She
cross-eyed.
probably didn't post that. That
That's
looks
just
like
a screenshot?
It looks like it's a screenshot,
Oh,
of like maybe
yeah, okay.
FaceTime or something.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, you can't really. I mean, these are all very young photos.
She's
it
not
looks like.
horrible, dude. Well,
Yeah, these
those-
are probably freaking
yeah,
young. But
yeah. So we're in the 19th century. E.
yeah, it was sound.
Are you happy with this one?
Yeah, it's all right.
We're in the 19th again?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that and much more next.
continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
Welcome back, everybody. We'll get to Ease's here in a moment. Get our learn on. I'm excited. I always love Ease history.
Oh, me too.
It's, I wish it would get a little more recent. We've told him several times that he doesn't have to stay in 18th and 19th century, but, you know, he's...
We'll see how it goes. We
Yeah.
don't want to prejudge.
yeah.
Before we get to that, Mike, have you heard about the unbearable smelling passenger that caused a plane's emergency landing?
No? Wait, he smelled bad?
Dude, a man who caused a Transavia flight that originated in the Spanish island of Gran Canaria to
Oh,
make
sure.
an emergency landing in Portugal has died from tissue necrosis.
Oh,
The
wow.
male passenger, now identified as Russian rock musician Andrei Sushilin,
Sure.
purportedly smelled so strongly that others on the flight began fainting and vomiting
No.
before the plane could touch down in the Netherlands. Several
Wow.
passengers said the smell was unbearable.
Oh, my God.
The man was unwashed.
I mean, we've smelled E, and he's pretty unbearable.
Dude,
But not to the
apparently-
point of puking.
But a tissue, he had a tissue infection. 58-year-old contracted an infection while on vacation in the Canary Islands that caused his body tissue to die, resulting in the odor.
Oh.
His wife wrote on Facebook that her husband had sought medical attention before leaving Spain, but was told it was just an ordinary beach infection and was given antibiotics. His condition worsened on the flight.
Oh. Why would you even get on the flight?
Fuck,
Just
man.
stay put.
Shit.
I wonder if he knew how bad he
Because he
stunk.
probably just wanted to get back to America. I bet he sat there and said, okay, and maybe if I can get back. Maybe he wasn't going to America, actually.
He's a Russian rock musician.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Never mind.
Love to hear his band. Did they name his band?
No, but
'Cause
I mean,
they're-
we have his name. Andrei Sushilin.
Oh, boy, you're going to ask. Already.
It's all order.
I can know how to spell Andre, I
All
think.
right, last
How are
name.
you spelling Andre?
Andre.
Put a Y on the end, and you got it.
Okay.
And then Sushilin, S-U-C-H.
Let's give him a shot.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Well,
You got this. He's Sushilin.
S-U-C-H-I. Susha. Well, I think it already popped into the thing because he might be.
These
Maybe he's-
people are looking up this stinky
Yeah.
motherfucker. Bing is recognizing him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, band. Shit, 1 second here.
Hate to do these sorts of things on our break that we just took.
Yeah. No shit.
Well, fuck.
Man who smelled so bad.
Yeah, here's a picture of him in his band, but I don't know that this story.
Is it going to be one of those news stories?
Yeah, just don't pull it out. Give me 1 second.
Looks to be playing the guitar.
Yeah. Here's
Yeah.
an image of him playing the guitar.
He looks like he would stink normally. Sort
Yeah,
of. You know what I
seriously,
mean?
Definitely, man.
He looks like he would stink a little bit. Russian rock band.
I know. Look at the guys behind him.
I mean, sure, they play rock music, I
Yeah.
guess, but, you know, I don't know that they're selling a ton of albums, right? Probably not going to find them on iTunes. Who knows?
There's a lot of stuff on iTunes, to be honest with you.
He's
Yeah.
58. He had a good run.
Yeah.
Something's got to end it, right?
Oh, this might
What-
be it. Oh,
Why
playing
not
his
a-
son's birthday party, it looks like.
Yeah, that's what I would expect from this group of this motley-looking crew I'm looking at right now.
Hey, you never know, dude. McCartney just played a wedding, okay?
That's true.
All right, what do we got? There he is. Rhythm guitar back there? No, he's lead, right?
Yeah, that's him on the left.
Yeah.
What do we got, Andre?
His son's going, can you guys just knock, like, happy birthday to you?
No, it's okay, Dad. You don't. No, we're gonna play at your wedding.
No, we're
Dad, you
definitely-
don't have to, Dad. Really, seriously.
No, the guys are coming over for your birthday. It's going to be a blowout. No, Dad, really. I don't want to party this year. It's like they're all playing a different song or something, you know?
Yeah,
Well,
let's
it's
throw a
good to
horn on
start
top
off with a jam.
Yeah.
It's good. Each song, like instead of like doing half the song and then you do the jam part, it's good to just start off the song like that.
Look at the bassist. He's got a dual bass.
Oh, my
like
God.
One's fretted and one is a
Yeah.
fretless bass on top, and he's just going to town on a fretless bass.
I'd have more respect for a guitar.
Yeah. Is that
We don't
his-
need the horn player. We don't need him.
No, it's overkill.
It's just noise.
Now he's doing solos, and the drummer's just too active. He's, you know,
He's got to do something.
it's too busy.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan
Too
of
much
this band.
going on here.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's
was 2012. So in his defense, in this band's defense, this could have been early on.
A lot of growth in 6 years.
A lot of growth can happen. Yeah.
Trying to see if there's anything other than this
finding
birthday
their way.
jam.
Good Lord. Dude, of all the ways you can go out, too, it's like, maybe I have a heart attack. Maybe I expire surrounded by loved
Tissue
ones.
necrosis.
It's like you never would think you'd be on a beach, and then your skin would take a shit on you and die, and then
You're
you'd
going to make people
stink.
faint.
Oh, here we
This is
go.
a gig,
There we
center.
go.
So this
He's
is-
got some new members. That's a different drummer.
It's got the same basis, though, right?
Yeah, you can't lose that guy.
But this looks like a gig. I mean, or,
I think that might be in the basement still.
guy checking his phone. He's checking for a text.
There we go. I'd say this guy stinks, but that seems like over the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just
Trying
too
to
soon.
get to the point. Do they have
It's a
songs
scene.
with lyrics, or is it all just? Its lyrics are overrated.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he doesn't stink. I mean, he does, but you know what I'm saying?
Got it.
Yeah, you got the.
Does he have- Are his arms too short?
Maybe.
Were his arms too short?
Yeah, maybe. Just a little bit. He's got an issue with those teeth.
He's probably getting too nitpicky, though.
Yeah, his arms are
Length of
definitely
arm.
too
Does he have
short.
some dwarfism?
Yeah, maybe a touch.
You know what
Just
I
a
mean?
tad.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at his face,
Yeah.
his facial structure.
His facial. Yeah. I didn't know.
I'm
he
not
was
an
a
expert,
dwarf.
but is that like what he's doing? Is what he's doing on that guitar good?
It's hard to tell.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess
Especially
you're
with those wee hands, because that strap is so short.
Looks like a tiny little wee guitar, too. Just
Yeah,
a
it might
wisp of
be.
a guitar. One of those that you buy at Toys R Us or something.
Yeah,
right. Oh, this guy's taking a break.
yeah. You got to call in the middle of the jam. I got to take this, guys.
Oh, there's a keyboardist, so it looks like.
Yeah, they added a keyboard player. Michaelism.
What were they going to do without Andre, man?
I
This
don't
is
know.
like Just Us going on without Keith Bushy.
Yeah. Well, you shut it down. You shut it down out of respect. Can't go on without that guy. It's just the way it is. Anyway, you know what? I wanted to show you a video yesterday, Jay. And we just ran out of time. But did you see that poops in the pool
Yeah.
that
Oh,
got
shit,
caught
no.
on video? Do you
One
still
second.
have that, E?
No, 1 second.
Okay.
Hey, while E looks for that, now's the time to contact Realtor Doug Steinert. It's summer. Time to list your current home and to go looking for your dream home. Curbside appeal is at its peak and real estate is moving. Contact Doug today, 248-765-1781. He and the team at Century 21 Campbell will work to get you the absolute best deal on the sale and or purchase of your home. Doug's the man. He's easy to work with and a great friend of the show. Call Douglas today, 248-765-1781.
This is Baxter, and Baxter was in his pool in the backyard, one of those inflatable ones, just having the time of his life. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this, but I could watch dogs doing stuff like this all the time, because then he looks up and he's like, "Oh shit, I think Dad saw me," and Dad's just filming him, and so he tries to slink off like, "I wasn't in the pool."
Yeah.
He's hiding behind a bush.
Plays that game.
Yeah, which he's not very good at hiding. I'll be honest with you, but he is a dog, so cut him a little slack.
1 second.
Oh my God, Isis. You want to just move on to history, dude?
Yeah, we can do that.
Fuck.
Well, I didn't have this here. I mean, it's here. It's just taking forever to load.
There he is.
Yeah, there I am. There I am in the pool. Ha, look at that poops go. Look at that poops go. Where's the volume, E? Play with my raft. He's a big boy. What? Who's that? Oh no, that's Dad. I'm not supposed to be in here. Oh no. I wasn't in there. No. You don't see me. I just get out of here really quick and hide behind this bush. No one will know I'm here. Look at that, poops. Baxter. We can all see you, Baxter. You're soaked and wet.
Barking is a good thing to hide too.
Hide behind a wall.
What he's doing is he's
giving himself away. Yeah, I didn't say he was the brightest
What
dog.
a dumbass. There's
No.
no way to hide Baxter.
I think he's trying to turn it around in his opinion. He's like, hey, give that you.
Get out of here. Screw this. I'm out of here. Yeah. Oh my God. So the Dad posted that as, oops, I got caught. Baxter got caught. God, that's funny, man.
Jesus, you ready for history?
Sure.
Well.
And actually, that video
It's a
will
parlay.
will segue nicely.
Nice. This day in history with Big E.
That video of a dog proofs will segue nicely into what I have, which is in 1859, the first ever dog show held in England.
Well,
There's not very many images. In fact, I don't know that there's any necessarily. But I'll pull this up, I suppose. This was
by the way, you remember we were talking about Ferris's wheel last week?
Mm-hmm.
Was that last week? And,
Yeah.
and E did not know how much it was in today's world, the $400,000
Right.
spent. Tooch did the math for you, and it was like $8.5 million in
Nice.
today's money. So, just so everyone knows, I know a lot
Close
of
in the
people
loop
were
on that.
wondering. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So Ferris's
Obviously.
wheel today would have cost $8 million.
Sounds good. Thank you, Tooch. You son of a bitch. Anyway, so the first dog show was staged at a town hall, Newcastle, Tyne, Tyne, June 28th and 28th and 29th. So today and tomorrow, technically. But basically, it came on the backs of a
Gross.
show of a poultry show of like cattle and shit. And then finally, there had been a few people trying to get dog
A
shows.
poultry show of cattle?
It said poultry, but I also saw cattle. So maybe it was just an animal show in general of like
Sure.
where people were, giving blue ribbons away for animals and whatnot. But basically, people tried to get a dog show going a few times before this, but people just assumed that no one would pay just to see dogs. They're like, I see dogs every day. In fact, too
Yeah.
many of them in the streets. Why would I pay to see these dogs? But people, the two that started were just sportsmen, pointers and setters. So just, shit, that was being weird. I was
I'm
going
a
to
visual learner. I need
I
to
know, I was
know what
going to
those.
pull over a pointer.
I've never seen a pointer nor a setter.
Well,
I bet you have.
We'll see. Yeah, you have, but give me a second. Maybe
It's a
this
pretty
will-
cool trick though when they do that and they're out in the backyard and they spot a bird.
Oh
and
yeah,
they start
I've been
pointing.
hunting with them, man.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Oh yeah, rich guy hunting. Is that what
Yeah.
you use? Pointers. Shit. Well, I'll try to pull over a picture here in a second if this.
And I had a
will-
setter, the Irish setter Molly. Remember that?
Yes.
She was the one when we were driving cross country that would duck every time we went under a bridge, like on the freeway. There'd be an overpass, and as you were going, she would sit in the middle and duck.
I thought that was Maggie, no?
No. Maggie was way later. That was Molly. My parents had Molly when I was, born.
Nice. Well, I can't pull over the image right now, unfortunately. But what happened was basically just like all humans, people would go out for their hunts or whatnot, and then guys would get back in the bar and argue about whose dog was better. Well, you need a way to prove it. So this
competition.
got to make a competition now, and it was a huge success, by the way.
So was it just prancing around all the time, or were there
There was literally only two
skills
awards
and so forth?
There was just two awards and they only had pointers, and they had setters.
They
They had
like those
60
Purina things they do now, where they have them leap into the
Yo,
pool and collect
yeah.
stuff
Probably
and
was
bring it back.
much. It was
They
much
do the
less.
cones.
Yeah.
They
Oh my
run through the
God, that's
tubes.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
kind of say
Sometimes they take a shit on the floor, which is always fun.
Right, of course.
Imagine the two guys sitting in a bar, shit-faced, talking about whose dog is better.
Yeah, and you're just gonna judge it from like aesthetically. Yeah.
I guess.
Well, I guess they were. Well, I don't know exactly because they didn't really quite say they knew exactly what the competitions were, and the judges were just kind of people that were. It was definitely not what you think of now when you think of a dog show, but it's kind of not quite sure. They're between these two dudes who.
just spit on me.
Sorry, dude.
Damn it.
Sorry. Okay, here. See if I can pull
I'm gonna
this
get
over.
that skin disease. I'm gonna stink
Here's
now.
a pointer if you're watching on.
Beautiful pup.
Yeah, sure. And then here's a
I'm not
seven.
crazy about his markings. I'll be honest with you.
No?
This is just
No.
one. I mean, there's
I
several.
mean, do you like those markings?
It's like
It
a
looks-
bat. The one to the left looks like a
Yeah,
bat
that's
in
true.
flight, doesn't it?
Yeah. He's got a bat in a cloud.
And then here's a setter.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's like what Molly was.
Beautiful poops.
Yeah. You don't see many of those around anymore. Irish setters. They used to be really popular. I can't tell you the last time I saw an Irish setter.
It was a huge success that after this first one they did, which was, like I said, on the backs of this other kind of animal show, by the end of this happened obviously in June. By November, they already have another one. And
Nobody
then
wanted to see poultry anymore. They're like, give us more canines.
People like
Yeah.
the fucking dog groups. So
Way
they-
better than poultry.
Yeah.
I mean, watch a bunch of cocks strutting around, bagocking.
You won.
Nah.
The two dogs that won. Only one for pointer, one for setter, and they won some shotguns made by this company that were donated. So the owner, I guess, won those shotguns. I don't know what the dog did with the shotguns.
Right. Makes sense.
I will say the winning dogs. Was able to find the winning dogs. The champions were Lord Derby's Pointer Bang, and Miss Mr. Jobling's Gordon Setter Dandy. So Bang and Dandy won the first
Nice.
two.
That's not a Gordon Setter, by the way.
Well, I understand that.
I mean, you pulled over an Irish setter, and then you're talking about the winning dog being
I
Gordon
know.
setter.
I just pulled up a setter dog, a generic
Maggie
setter
was
dog.
a Gordon, by the way.
I apologize for that.
Look at that poops.
I'm just trying to think here. Let me see what else I got here.
Were there any other dogs in the competition?
No, that was it.
Setters
in the
and
first
pointers.
one. In the first one. Then literally by November, when it's a success, they move on to other breeds. But at first, because it was just these hunter dudes in the bar.
And look how it's gotten now, where they're primped and combed and their hair's
but
blown out.
You don't know what it consisted of, whether they just
Well, here's the
pranced
thing:
them
the
around.
judges had no complex standards by which to judge the assembled hounds, but simply evaluated how well the dogs did their jobs. So I guess
Well, that's
probably
what I want to
just-
know. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, what were the jobs?
Well, the
feats of
jobs
skill.
would probably be like
Sit,
Fetching.
fall over.
maybe they throw a dead bird, and how fast can they go get that dead bird? I don't know. I mean, opening doors for the sheep or something. I don't
Well, if
know.
our professor doesn't know, who does?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like nobody knows, but based on my studies of the subject, I'm trying to think of a
Based
guy
on
that
your
knows, dude.
cursory Bing search of the subject, Isis?
No,
You know
I
that
never.
World War I ended today, right?
That's too cliche. Anyone can do World War One. I
would,
just thought
while you were putting this together, though, I would look at my notes and see what I've got, and I would go, "This is going to be a problem. The guys are going to want to know what these dogs did."
Yeah. this
You know,
is a
I know, but
little
I picked
loosey-goosey
topics
here,
that
a
I-
little sparse on details.
This
Yeah.
one was probably one of my less detailed history lessons. I will grant you that. But out of the things that I saw today, this was what I
Yeah.
was most interested
Plus, you
in.
got to leave for the forest. Let's be
Oh,
honest.
my mind's been
Yeah.
my mind's been
He's
on the
already in
forest
the
all
forest,
week.
you
Yeah,
kidding me?
right, exactly. I haven't even been here the last 2 days. Trying to think. That's pretty much what I got, I guess. Oh, here.
Today, 1953, workers assembled the first Corvette in Flint, Michigan.
Is that right?
Yeah. Would have loved to
Boring.
have heard about that, wouldn't you?
Cares?
Yeah.
God, man, that's great. Boy, oh boy. We also had President James Madison died. This day in 1836.
Eh,
Mike Tyson bites ear in 1997.
Oh,
Really?
wow, I would have loved to hear about that.
Yeah.
that was a good story.
Teenage girl's boyfriend murders her parents in 75. Put it on that.
Okay.
A serial
You're
rapist strikes in
seriously
Yorktown
gonna
and
put-
Allentown.
You're
We
serious.
could have sung Allentown by Billy Joel. We could have had a whole sing along. You know what I mean?
You're
Hold on.
seriously just gonna put a random teenager getting murdered as I think I should have done
Well,
in
I'm
history?
just saying it was on the table.
Isis, did you say today was the day that World War I ended?
I thought so.
during the break.
I thought they said at the signing of
Archduke Ferdinand was assassinated today in 1914.
I thought I saw a thing that said that maybe I was wrong. That they signed the treaty essentially ending the war or something. The Treaty of Versailles, is that what ended World War One?
I don't know. That's what you were supposed to tell us.
I know I didn't do it.
Yeah, there was a lot to offer.
Well,
today.
there is one more thing I did find interesting. So this happened in. It doesn't have to do with the dog show, but it happened in. So the dog show happened in 1859, and it was finally by 1860 is when we had when people started selling like dog food, quote unquote, like a branded dog food. Before that, it was just people just fed them whatever, scraps. Or,
Oh, really? Just give them a little bit of chicken left on the bone and let them eat it?
First dedicated dog food brand, Spratz X Patent dog biscuits, around sometime in 1860.
Yep, my brown circles.
Yeah, that's when
Get my brown circles in a bag now.
exactly.
Wow,
that's-
what year was that?
1860.
Wow. That's interesting.
God, how gross was that Tyson ear thing, man?
Oh
that
my
was
God.
shocking.
Didn't he do it twice
June
in
28,
that fight?
1997, Mike Tyson bites Evander Holyfield's ear in the third round of their heavyweight match. That led to his disqualification from the match and suspension from boxing. Strangest chapter yet in the champion's roller coaster career. Fuck, man.
Did he bite him twice in that in that?
Or did he do it later in
He did
another
it-
match?
He definitely did it again.
Right. There was.
I thought he
agree with
bit
that.
Holyfield twice, but yeah, when he bit off the top of his ear.
And then he spit it onto the canvas.
Yeah, and Holyfield's reaction, he's just like,
Yeah.
fuck,
Damn, man, you bit me in the ear.
why would you bite my ear off?
Shit.
I just remember I wasn't that young. I was in middle school at the time, but I didn't have pay-per-view. It was hard to get fights back then. And I remember the next day, me and my friends just in the neighborhood talking about it. And it's like, without even seeing it and just hearing that a a boxer had bit another boxer's ear off.
Yeah.
You know, in the fight the night before. It's like, what?
Crazy. Those days sucked, by the way. Those pay-per-view fight days.
Yeah.
Where it was like $60 or $80 a fight.
I
They were
know.
really expensive, and you knew Tyson fights were going like 12 seconds back on a
Yeah,
lot of
you,
those.
you kind of learn your lesson early on with Tyson. Like, shit, man, I can't keep shelling out money for these, and so you let some go, but you'd still want to know how they went, and so you'd see these still photographs on ESPN.
I was just going to say they wouldn't let the video play. You
Yeah.
know, they had the rights, and they wouldn't let it, so you just get still images. It was ridiculous. But I remember watching that fight. That was huge.
So this was the rematch, if you remember. The underdog Holyfield in the prior match, November 9th, 1996, shocked the boxing world by beating Tyson in an 11th round TKO to win Tyson's WBA title. Then they go into the rematch in 97, and that's when
yeah.
And this is all after
The bite
the Japanese one, right?
Buster Douglas?
Buster Douglas? Or no?
yes, Buster
I thought
Douglas
Buster was the first
way
one.
early on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was always the thing with Tyson.
Yeah, that was
people would say,
1990.
Wow.
If he didn't knock people out,
If he didn't knock you out in the first round or two, then if you got him later rounds, so 11th round, I would expect that Holyfield would win that fight. I didn't remember it going that long, though.
the first one,
Yeah.
because that's not the ear biting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Hamlin
Anyway.
Pubs, inviting you to their 5 Metro Detroit locations. Come enjoy Hamlin Pubs' great food, their drinks, and their atmosphere. Whether you're watching the game with your buddies, out for a meal with the family, or even out for an evening with your girl, it's always a great time at their Rochester, Clarkston, Chesterfield, and 2 Shelby Township locations.
Very good. Thank you, Isis. I feel feel a little smarter today, I suppose.
Just
I
a
mean,
a smidge.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was an interesting topic. I do wish there would have been more on it, but I don't know.
yeah, that when you find out that there's not much on it, those are the ones you skip then.
I know,
Yeah,
but
maybe
I
to
didn't like the
reference,
I
you know
didn't
what I
like the other ones I looked. I don't know.
Yeah. 'Cause we had a lot of fun with the Tyson
Tyson
one.
thing
We
would've
spent
been
more time on that. And Jay
kinda
just looked
interesting.
at
I would
us.
never have done a Tyson one, but I mean,
I think that's part of the
20th
problem.
century.
Yeah, it's too new. Pictures are in color, you know.
exactly. I don't like it when there's
I
video.
mean, wouldn't that be fun to watch the video right now of that?
know.
I mean,
I
dude,
mean, I
I'm
could
going to go do it after the show.
I could still pull up Tyson biting ear off. I mean,
No, that's all right.
okay.
Why don't we get some email? I know it's been piling up, Jay.
We do have some email, Mike.
Yeah, because we got to get E out of here. He is. I mean,
He's champing at the bit.
yeah. In spirit, he's already in the forest with the family, the turtle family, but in reality, he's still here. So.
Happy Foresty.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, right into the show. Send us your thoughts to email@detroitcast.com, like Mark did. Mark writes in response to, this is you recall the prior email that confused us a little bit, where a guy was like, yeah, the Charger car was in Bullet, and we're like,
Oh
what?
yeah.
Like, wait, you just said that it was a Mustang, and yeah, we agree it's a Mustang. Well, Mark is pointing out, in response to the Charger car from the film Bullet, the Charger was the chase car, not the Mustang, of course.
Oh, okay.
Simple Bing search would have cleared this up. I'm disappointed in all of you. Love the show. Keep doing what you do. Mark with a C.
Yeah.
But he said what he said in the email, right? Like he was wrong in the email. But it
I don't
needed
know
to
if
be
that was
fact-
his original email or if he was
Okay.
just pointing
Oh,
out
okay.
that
Yeah.
we're fucking morons.
I-
Because I totally remember it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't care enough at the time of the initial email that I felt it warranted it. I mean, it's not on me or you anyways, but I don't want to come down on E too hard because I really didn't care.
Now, this email, I love this email for a couple of reasons. Because he's given a lot of thought in his words. I've given a lot of thought as to what role Iceman, brought to life by Val Kilmer, will play in Top Gun 2.
Oh, okay.
So I love
Yeah.
it for that reason. And then I think this is a great call on what he thinks Iceman will do. If, in fact, Val and his fanny pack, and this is from Matt, are in the sequel, or his fanny, sorry, pack? If, in fact, Val and his fanny are in the sequel, I predict that his iconic Iceman character will die tragically in the beginning of the movie, giving Maverick, played by Tom Cruise, inspiration and purpose to move forward with his Top Gun destiny. You heard it here first. Eat a scrotum full of dicks, E.
Okay, that's interesting.
If he's going to be in there, he's going to be in there quick. He's going to have a helmet on. He's going to be in a jet. His voice is going to be
What if he's
perhaps masked by said jet mask.
What if instead of that, the movie opens and it pans out and you realize we're at the volleyball court again and there's just a guy face down in the sand, and you realize
We've
that
lost Iceman.
we've lost Iceman and people are crying around him. And he had a heart attack
Iceman
during the
has
volleyball
spun
game.
his last volleyball on his finger.
Yeah, yeah. You just see an errant ball sitting there in the corner of the court.
Could go there.
Iceman is face down.
But to Matt's point, I think you got to eliminate Val Kilmer quick.
Well, you can't.
Quick and clean, baby.
He can't have a speaking part, right?
No,
I mean,
he can't. And if he does, it's got to have that air mask over him, like he's in a jet.
Yeah.
Or face down in the sand, like you said.
Yeah, because the bloating is an issue too.
He could be mumbling in the sand.
Maybe his last breaths. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good call.
Howard the Walmart greeter chimes in concerning Val Kilmer.
Oh boy.
Specifically Tombstone, which stars Val Kilmer, as you know. Doc Holliday wasn't shot. He was dying of tuberculosis, an easy error for the busy host, but the producer should crack a fucking book and correct such errors. Better yet, as Big Knee is a history buff, and as this is based on a true story, this Tombstone, from the era that he knows so much about, he should have known the correct story already. Hi, Miss Fady.
I mean, I've watched the movie. I do remember him throughout the whole time coughing and kind of like, but I guess I just didn't remember why he was dying.
I've been getting emails from people for like a week now.
About Tombstone?
Dude, you have to watch Tombstone. You have to see Tombstone. Because I was worried is it going to hold up? I mean, it's an older movie.
I think Western movies can hold
they
up more
do.
than anything
I think
because
he's
they're
right.
not really, they're already set in a time, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but they can be slow. Isn't that what you usually find when you watch one of those old movies?
Yeah,
It's
those
like they're
old
just-
fuckers.
But it's
Yeah.
not old. I mean,
Right.
it's old, but it's not.
It's from the 90s,
from
right?
the
Or
90s.
early 2000s?
So it's not like you're
Oh,
watching
okay.
a Clint Eastwood, although I love the Clint Eastwood
The
Western. but-
Unforgiven was a big one from late 90s, right? With Clint.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
All right, I'll watch it.
You should, dude. It's I've
you-
seen it a few times.
Really?
Yes.
Joe writes in concerning the Maplewood Tavern in Alpena.
Okay.
Jay, get the red pen ready. Try not to be too hard on me. You did relatively well, Joe.
Really?
I'll have to say, yeah. I've been to the Maplewood Tavern and would gladly serve as an expert. We stumbled in there for the old bird Clarice. Clarice. I ate his liver with a fava beans and a nice Chianti. Went in there for her birthday a couple years ago while visiting friends in Alpena. So Joe went by this tavern specifically because it was Clarice's birthday.
Wow.
Clarice was working on her birthday, indeed. She was pouring beers and mixing drinks. It's the type of place where you can get 2 ingredients in your drinks, like whiskey and water, rum and Coke, etc.
Yeah.
The place was actually fun, though. It's not a music store, but musicians grab instruments off the walls and play together. It's sort of a free-for-all, and the music was better than expected.
Wow, that's actually kind of cool.
However, they play only classic country, like
Nice.
Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash,
Hell
Willie
yeah.
Nelson, and whatnot.
Yeah,
As
that
far as
sounds cool.
up north bars go, it was worth a stop. Not sure if it's like that every weekend, but Clarice's birthday was fun. Clarice.
Hi, Clarice.
Hello, Clarice.
I just think of Miggs. Remember Miggs in that movie? Was it Clarice that got hit?
Yeah, I think so. She was going in to meet Hannibal, and
Yeah.
she's walking down that corridor,
Yeah.
and Miggs tossed on her.
Yeah, Miggs is jacking off, and then he just throws a load of cum in her face.
God.
Ugh.
And then Hannibal killed Miggs after that.
Yeah, because he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis writes in, this is concerning Mike's Guitar Center grievance.
Oh,
The
boy.
parking lot thing.
I stand by this grievance,
Dennis
dude.
says, what I'm hearing
What's
is
that
that it's
defensive
not
of?
okay. It's not okay to take your time pulling out of a parking spot, but it's perfectly acceptable to block the aisle waiting for the person to pull out. My verdict is pussy, says
There was-
Dennis.
There were cars going around me. So I did not block any aisles
Yeah.
at all, and I stand by that grievance completely.
Sounds like you're getting a little defensive. Mike.
Well, it pisses me off because there's a guy in the room, and we don't need to name names, who, can't render a ruling how he really feels.
not
because,
true.
Well,
That is so not true. I'm the most down the middle when it comes to grievances.
I disagree. I think you have resentment towards me because you've brought some shitty grievances to the table that I've shot down, and you're taking it out on my current grievances.
Now I have a case for you. I'll tell you this: I've been reached out by several people saying that my grievance was I was right in my airing or in my ruling. Several
In
people
Mike's,
in saying that Mike was an old man or pussy.
really?
Several people have told me that I was right.
Boy, the lack of urgency is what irks me about
Yes.
that. That the dude would walk out there and it's just a lack of respect.
Totally.
Like
Although
he knows you're there.
Of
That's the
course
thing.
he does.
That's the thing. It's totally different if he has no idea you're there.
Yeah.
He sees you waiting,
Yeah.
and then he goes in there and then he just sits. Like, come on, man.
But
And it
who
wasn't
is
like-
for Mike. Okay.
No, I mean, I don't
I
know,
know,
dude.
I
To me,
know.
it's just I don't do that. I'm very aware of people around me, and like I will get the hell out of your way. I won't have my shopping cart in the middle of an aisle.
Whoa,
as
whoa,
I'm-
whoa! Now you're getting into my spatial awareness grievance.
Yes, I mean it's very true. All of those things, and parking lots are always so damn full, and it's like, you know, get the hell out of here. You see me waiting, beat it.
Although it is funny because yesterday, when I leave this place, I have to go on this Michigan left on Northwestern, and if you don't hit the
It's right by Guitar Center, right?
it is right.
Yeah,
If you don't make, they have a red light, and if you don't make a left on that red, you hit all the other reds. It's all timed. And fucking when I go there and people are just sitting there not going, I'll drive in the middle of freaking cars and make a left on the red because I'm like,
Wow,
because if you don't make that light, then it's another fucking 3 other lights that you're hitting, and it's like you have it's all based on you needed to go left on red.
Yeah, the ones that get me when I'm coming up Northwestern and turning to get onto Franklin Road, there's that light there, and it's a forever long light because they want to keep Northwestern moving. And there'll be a car in front of me, and we've got a green, and it's like, fucking go, dude, fucking go. And it's like, they take the turn very slowly and gingerly, and I can see the light turning yellow, and it's like, you motherfucker, we both could have blown through. Step on it. Come on, man.
I know.
Oh, it's the lack of urgency is what it is, Jay. It's the utter lack of urgency in human beings.
Now maybe if you
driving me nuts.
Maybe if you would have just grieved in general people having lack of urgency.
But Jay said that before.
I know, but I just thought your parking lot one.
So you
Mike,
think
Mike
I'd be
has a
better off
lot of
stealing?
driving grievances, and
I
we're getting
know.
to the point, where I'm going to start objecting just on the basis that they only have to
Hey,
do with driving.
You're
and
the
I'm
one
going
that
to start calling him a pussy and an old man because a lot of that stuff, dude, that's just daily dealing with people and doesn't deserve to be grieved. Now,
Well-
what you did with the parking thing, I can agree with. But if this gets into people sitting too long at green lights and
Yeah,
shit,
it bothers me. Dude, you've said since day one that we don't pick our grievances. Our grievances find us. So if a grievance has found me,
they are still subject to ruling. That is the point of airing grievances.
But if I find a relevant one that involves the
No.
road, I don't want you. You just declared
Man,
you're gonna.
that's low-hanging fruit. I think I've grieved this before. The airing of a grievance is just simply low-hanging and dealing with traffic.
Aren't grievances by definition low hanging?
No, some of these are very serious. In fact,
sorry.
I'm sitting on one right now that I'm
Uh-oh.
waiting for Sunday for, and it has to do with my bananas. Okay,
All
right.
I just ate a banana today.
All right.
it was not low-hanging banana. Ryan writes in, doesn't leave the house, closet time with spouse, and hung like a mouse. That's awesome,
Yeah.
don't you think?
Wait. Say it again.
Doesn't leave the house.
That's me.
Closet time with spouse and hung like a mouse.
Yeah, that's good.
Listening to poem number 1080 when Mike grieved about people's overall lack of courteousness toward, wouldn't that be courtesy?
Yeah. Would.
Toward fellow bipeds, and several thoughts occurred. The first is that the grievance almost blends into Jay's previous grievance, which was about people's lack of spatial awareness. That guy should have seen you coming, gross, I know, and gotten out of the damn spot.
Yeah.
Second, it also points out what pussies we have become in our generation and beyond, where we will absolutely go out of our way to not confront someone. We are all too sensitive to be able to take criticism or be corrected. Now, here's my grievance, says Ryan.
Oh, so now that you set it all up.
Instead of correcting the problem and addressing something that someone did, most often we make sweeping rules that affect everyone and make lives of others worse. Instead, we should simply address that bad apple's behavior with an OUR. Props to our neighbors of the North. Mike should have been able to honk his horn to let this guy know, and that dude should have been able to hear the horn and recognize that he zoned out for too long and both gone on their merry way. I would assume Ryan would also want people not to get out of their car after you honk the horn
And
at
shoot them.
and shoot them
Yeah. I was.
or beat their asses.
I was just going to say, in today's world, we have seen too many people lightly honk their horn and take a baseball bat to the
Yeah.
windshield for it. So,
Yeah.
you're insane. You know, I had a guy cut me off on the freeway. Remember that? Dude, he literally almost clipped the front of my car in this piece of shit. And I was just like, I did one of these, like double arms up, like, what the fuck, dude? This guy locks up the brakes and wanted to murder me.
Yeah.
Wanted to murder me. And he's like fucking slamming on the brakes. I'm trying to go around him. He's cutting. I'm like, dude. So you never know what you're going to run into. And the guy that I dealt with in the parking lot, if he was as rude as he was to sit there as long as he did, who knows what he was capable of? Who knows?
I agree on that one, dude. These days, I've thought about it more and more. I used to try to think that I was gonna, if I felt I'd been wronged, I was gonna, do something like get in front of them and slow down or this or that. And I think I just more and more started thinking, dude, I just read so many stories more and more about people just going ape shit.
A terrible way to go out. And the only I will say that I don't have a problem honking or screaming at a female though. If there's a woman driver with preferably a baby in the baby seat in the back, Like I'll go off on her. You know what I mean?
You know, I had someone tell me about those baby on board signs when we were talking about how dumb they were. I guess if they're done in if they're done how they're supposed to be done, it's meant to, if they were in an accident, that then at least an ambulance or something knows, oh, there's a baby in the car.
That's seriously the origin of that?
That's what someone told me.
I don't
know that I agree with it, but that's what someone told me.
I think it's more braggadocious than that.
I do too.
I have a
personally.
special thing in this car. Please be careful around me.
Oh yeah, sure will.
You know, not expecting you're going to get into a rollover, and the ambulance is.
I'm just saying.
They're not going to check the back seat. You know what I mean?
Gonna hope that little suction cup didn't come off the window during the rollover.
Yeah, as you've got child shoes that have trickled out onto the freeway.
But that suction cup
Yeah,
has
it's gonna
stayed
hold.
on that window.
That's
and
right.
Now the EMT knows, baby on board.
Oh, don't shoot the messenger.
Because, to Jay's point, you would have been better off having a baby on board sticker at that point.
It's
Because
like-
that's not coming off.
That's a
It's
good
like
point.
firemen, right? They when there's a house fire, they are supposed to look for those
Yeah.
those stickers
I got
on the windows.
Two dogs
kid.
and a cat and a baby in here.
Oh yeah.
Didn't you have a sticker as a kid? Maybe that was a '70s thing or '80s thing. Where
We
you had
didn't,
like
but
a
I know what
Beth
you're
has
talking
one
about.
now.
Yeah.
silver
Beth-
sticker.
Yeah. Was it
Dude,
the-
she lists the number of pets on her.
Oh yeah. If there's a fire, she wants to. Fuck yeah.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
I've heard of the kid thing.
I've never heard of the kid. Was that what they did?
Yeah,
Kids?
I
I
think-
thought that was for
I
animals.
think they passed them out at libraries or something in the '80s. Like, here's your fireman sticker, and you put it on the corner of your window.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it was like glow in the dark or something. I don't know.
Yep.
Last, I try to support our sponsors as much as possible, says Ryan. Well, thank you. Always look for ways to do so.
What are those
La-
examples of?
Well, last week we had the pleasure of working with Keith from Arnold Roofing. Not Kevin, but Keith.
Yes.
They did a great job, finished the whole thing in 3 days, and gave us a very good price. Couldn't be happier to be able to get the roof done by someone related to the show, Ryan. Yeah.
Awesome. That's
The-
great.
Of course, Arnold Roofing is one of our listener business network